The story begins with a very violent attack, and we see humans turn into zombies and start attacking people, and the virus began spreading lightning fast in every part of the city. Amid this chaos and mayhem, we see a teenage girl named Kate try with all ways to save her mother, but unfortunately, it becomes clear that her mother's condition is hopeless due to the intense fear and terror she is in. Kate is forced to escape and leave her mother behind. After that, years pass, and after about 10 years, Kate has grown and become a mature woman, has become a skilled and dedicated doctor. One day, a worried father and mother come to her with their young son. The boy is infected with the virus, and they need help in any way. Kate, with complete calm and professionalism, reassures them and tells them that their son will receive the necessary care and follow-up throughout the treatment period. In this world, people infected with the virus don't turn into zombies immediately. Instead, they are injected with special protein called a return protein, and this protein stops the virus's spread in their bodies. But the problem is that this treatment is temporary and must be taken every day. If even one dose is missed, the virus reactivates, and the person turns into a full zombie within 24 hours. That's why this treatment is a strict lifelong commitment. The government and doctors call the infected people whose condition is stable the returned, and this situation has become a major controversy in society. After a while, the same father and mother who brought their son returned to hospital after getting permission to take him home. Kate gives them clear and strict instructions that they must continue giving him the daily injections without any lapse. This is the only way to keep their son safe and prevent his transformation until scientists find a permanent cure. This protein is their only hope. At the same time, we meet Alex, Kate's husband, who works as a music teacher. One day in class, a student tells a silly joke mocking one of the infected. Alex, who is himself one of the returned, gets very upset and affected by this talk. He hides the truth of his condition from everyone except Kate and a small group of doctors helping with his treatment. To ensure Alex never misses a dose, Kate secretly buys and stores extra injections of the protein. Although laws limit the amount that can be legally dispensed, she knows that this protein is extracted from the spinal fluid of dead zombies, a substance now very hard to obtain. If production stops at any time, people like Alex could face a deadly fate. One night, Alex and Kate host a dinner at their apartment, inviting their close friends Jacob and his wife Amber, who works as a writer. While eating, Amber tells them stories from her new book. Then the conversation takes a serious turn. In a moment of vulnerability, Alex decides to reveal the truth. He tells them he is one of the returned and starts recounting how he got infected years ago. He was going to a music store to buy a guitar, but instead of browsing instruments, he saw the store owner collapse on the ground and shake. Alex ran to help him, but in the chaos, he got scratched. That simple scratch transmitted the infection to him. After that, they took him to a military hospital where they tested the protein treatment in its early stages. Luckily, his response to the treatment was good, and he was transferred to a civilian hospital where he met Kate. Although the dinner atmosphere becomes a bit tense, Jacob and Amber remain supportive of their friend. Despite the shock, they treat Alex the same and don't change toward him. The bond between them is strong, and their friendship isn't easily shaken. The next day, Kate attends an important meeting where she presents her proposal to secure funding to develop a synthetic and permanent version of the protein. This new formula would eliminate the virus completely and free people from the daily dependence on injections and the constant threat of transformation. But while she presents a proposal, a man interrupts and objects, saying that investing in a synthetic protein is a waste of time and money. From his perspective, the returned are a danger and unstable, mere ticking time bombs, and he insists they must be quarantined far from healthy society. Kate, naturally very upset and emotionally shaken, especially since her husband is one of the people this man considers a threat, stands up and confronts him strongly. She says the returned are humans like us, exactly like them, and they deserve compassion, support, and a chance to live a normal life. She passionately defends the synthetic protein project as the only humane long-term solution. Kate's words in the meeting touch the hearts of many present. Her words carry strong sincerity. Gradually, people start nodding in agreement. The man who objected looks upset and finds himself alone, so he withdraws from the discussion, unhappy with the outcome. The next day, while Kate is doing her usual work at the hospital, a disaster strikes. The hospital is suddenly attacked by an extremist group against the returned. These extremists believe the returned are no different from zombies and pose a great danger to society. In this brutal attack, the rebels kill several returned patients who were being treated with complete cruelty and no mercy. Kate, who witnesses this horrific event with her own eyes, stands shocked. The violence, loss, and cruelty are beyond her endurance. Her heart breaks as she realizes how much people have been manipulated to fear the Returned and see them as monsters, not humans. The next morning, still devastated from the attack, Kate goes to the hospital director, Dr. Dave, and requests a 1-month leave from work. He agrees to her request, understanding the trauma she's been through. Kate is determined to protect her husband at all costs. She goes to meet Eve, someone who deals in the black market and has been secretly helping her get extra doses of the return protein. But Eve tells her the supply has become very scarce after the recent attack, and she doesn't have much left. Kate, desperately, begs her to gather as much as possible and is willing to pay any price. It's a matter of life or death. Although Eve doesn't know who the protein is for, she senses a danger in Kate's voice and agrees to help. Eve looks genuinely worried about Kate's safety and warns her before she leaves. Eve heard rumors that the same group that attacked the hospital is now targeting the Return directly through stolen patient lists from the attack. When Kate hears this, she panics. If the attackers have all the records of treated patients, it's only a matter of time before they find Alex's name and location. Her fears are confirmed when she returns home and finds Alex being attacked by a stranger, one of the extremists who clearly has confidential information about the patients. After they deal with the attacker and dispose of his body in a remote place, they realize any trace of him could bring more attackers. Realizing they're no longer safe, Kate and Alex decide to flee. They pack their things and start putting their limited protein stock in a cooler. As soon as they finish preparations, the doorbell rings. It's Jacob and Amber, their close friends, coming to check on them and offer help. They suggest Kate and Alex hide at their house, but Kate and Alex politely refuse, not want to put their friends in danger or make them a target for the extremists. Instead, they decide to stay in a small hotel temporarily. After a few days, while quietly dining at a restaurant, Kate and Alex are surprised by Jacob and Amber showing up again. These friends are insistent, worried about their safety. Jacob explains that coordinated attacks have happened in many places in the city, including other hospitals, and the situation is deteriorating quickly. The Returned are being hunted. He pleads with them to reconsider and come stay at their house, which is much safer. With no other options and increasing risks, Kate and Alex agree. After staying there for a day, Kate starts feeling lucky to have such loyal friends. One night, while sitting together, she tells them that the next day she'll meet Eve to get 60 protein doses, and then they plan to leave the area entirely. She explains she doesn't want to expose them to more danger. They've helped enough. The next morning, Kate goes to Eve's location, but what she sees terrifies her. Eve is murdered, and the crime scene clearly shows another rebel attack. While quickly searching the place, Kate finds something small on the ground, a broken nail. To her shock, she recognizes it as Amber's nail. This truth makes her collapse. She calls Alex immediately and tells him to check the protein cooler. Unfortunately, the entire stock is gone. Their worst fears are realized. Jacob and Amber betrayed them and stole the protein stock. Alex breaks down. His entire life depends on these daily injections, and now they're gone. This betrayal isn't just cruel, it could be deadly. On the other side, we see Jacob and Amber opening the cooler in their hideout. It becomes clear that Amber herself is one of the Returned. She stole the protein to secure herself. What seemed like loyal friendship was actually a calculated plan to save her own life. Back at the house, Kate, now more determined than ever in refusing to let Alex die, decides to go search for any last source where she might find the protein. Meanwhile, Alex, still at the apartment, gets a call from Jacob. On the other side, Jacob is sobbing and apologizing, trying to justify what he did. He says he couldn't bear the thought of losing his wife, Amber, who is also one of the Returned. Despite his anger and pain, Alex pleads with his friend, asking him to return even a few injections, just enough to last a few days. He says he's not ready to leave Kate like this. But Jacob, blinded by fear and selfishness, refuses. He has no intention of helping. This response shatters and breaks Alex. He starts realizing the bitter truth. His time is running out and no help is coming. In the silence after the call, Alex begins thinking about what he can do to protect Kate in his final hours. He remembers a zombie he saw chained up before and starts facing the reality of his own approaching transformation. Back at the hospital, a protest breaks out. A large group of families gathers, demanding the return of the protein production that saved their lives. Kate's face begs Dr. Dave, the hospital director, to save her husband's life. At first, Dave hesitates, but in the end, his humanity prevails. Dave takes Kate to a secret storage room in the hospital, a place very few know about, and shows her a stored supply of protein injections. He tells her it's not a permanent solution, but enough to keep Alex alive until the new synthetic formula is approved and available to everyone. Overjoyed, Kate thanks him from the bottom of her heart. With the protein, she calls Alex immediately to share the good news. Alex feels immense relief upon hearing it, but what he doesn't know is that someone overheard their call. This person, who is clearly unstable, starts acting crazily and attacks Kate to take the protein. He succeeds, grabs it, and runs. Kate floors the gas pedal at full speed, hits the man, who flies into the air and dies instantly. But unfortunately, all the injections fall to the ground and break, shattering her hope of saving Alex. Later that day, Kate returns to the apartment, her heart heavy. The despair therein, the constant danger surrounding them, and the thought of losing Alex, all of it is a heavy burden on her. She finds Alex looking weaker than ever. She tells him everything. They hug tightly, both understanding the situation is slipping from their hands. At the same time, Alex's condition worsens, his body collapses, and the virus takes over. He looks at Kate and tells her he doesn't want to turn into something monstrous, doesn't want to become a monster. Kate listens, her eyes full of tears, not want to let him go, but deep down, she understands. In the end, Kate fulfills his final wish. As much as it breaks her, she lets him go in peace before the virus fully takes over. The pain is unbearable. After this tragedy, Kate, with a burned and broken heart, leaves the apartment. As she steps out, she finds Dr. Dave arriving, looking excited. He says he was trying to reach her, but she wasn't answering. She was in a state of shock and silence, just looking at him. Then Dave tells her news that turns her life upside down. Just a few hours ago, the government officially announced that the synthetic version of the protein was successfully completed. This new formula is permanent and can completely cure the virus. When Kate hears this, she's stunned. Her mind reels from disbelief, pain, and regret. The moment a real cure exists, it's too late for Alex. She breaks down in tears, devastated by the irreversible loss. The timing couldn't be crueler. Months pass, and Kate now lives alone as a widow. She bought the house she and Alex dreamed of. Though her life has changed forever, a part of him still lives with her. She is pregnant with his child. In the final scenes, we see Kate sitting quietly at her desk, working on something, gathering information, reviewing files, and preparing for something specific. It becomes very clear she hasn't forgotten the betrayal. She is tracking Jacob and Amber, her eyes filled with calm determination. Whatever comes next, she's no longer just grieving, she's planning. And with that, the film ends, and we meet in a new recap. Thanks for watching.